Hey everybody, welcome back. This is The Whistle and I'm your host Jackson James. In today's episode, we got a little bit of a doozy entering the final week of the NFL regular season, so I got a couple of things to discuss. First, do a quick recap with our power surge. So, let's see my top 10 teams in the NFL right now, and let's go. Here's one thing I want to do real quick. Power surge from last week. I didn't make a video last week, but I have it up. So I want to talk about each team's performance. I would tell you stock up or stock down on these teams. So at number 10 for last week, I had the Buffalo Bills, and right now I'm putting stock up. They're playing their best football right now. Josh Allen back to form, playing really well, so we'll see how they come in that wild card weekend. If they can somehow, we'll see how they play in the wild card weekend. Number 9, I have the Tennessee Titans, and this I would go stock up as well. Right now, they have the number 1 seed in the AFC, so they get that bye week, which is super duper crucial. Now, with only one team getting the bye per conference, and they get Derrick Henry back, so we'll see how each team really bounces injuries and stuff. But the Titans, I only see them getting healthier when the playoffs start. At number 8, I have the Bengals, and obviously this one's stock up. Just beat the Chiefs. And they won the AFC North, and now with a couple of help from other teams, they can get the first seed. So that'll be in really week 18. Number 7, I have the Patriots, and I would probably do. Obviously, they just beat the Jags like 15-0, but I would probably do a little bit of stock down. I wouldn't invest as much into this team just because you do have a rookie quarterback, and if you think that doesn't matter come playoffs, it does. Rookie quarterback has never led a team to a Super Bowl, so it's not impossible until you do it, but I don't know if Mac Jones is that guy right now. He could win it next year, but right now I just don't see that offense doing it. They don't have enough weapons, so I do stock down on the Patriots. Number 6, I have the Rams, and on the Rams, I'd stay. They barely beat the injury-riddled Ravens, so I don't know really how to rate them. Their defense, though, I know it's going to be consistent, so if you're just doing this off defense, definitely stock up, but the Rams are very inconsistent on offense. So we'll see how that plays out in week 18 and then obviously into the playoffs. Number 5, I have the Colts. The Colts are a very interesting team, very run heavy, and the big question mark is, can Carson Wentz make a big throw in the NFL game or an NFL playoff game to win them a game? I think he can, but does that come with some mistakes? So I'd probably go stock up on the Colts just because Jonathan Taylor is clearly top 2 in the MVP race for me. Number 4, I have the Bucks, and I'd probably sell this team. I would sell some stock. I wouldn't buy the Bucks right now just because they just lost AB in that outrage. They just got one 2 weeks ago. So can Mike Evans carry the load? Tom Brady distribute to maybe some not Pro Bowl level players? We'll see. Number 3, I got the Cowboys. Obviously stock down. They just completely dropped an egg against the Cardinals, and I just don't know where to put this team right now. They play great against bad teams, horrible against good teams. That's a recipe for disaster come playoff time. Number 2, I have the Chiefs. They just lost to the Bengals, but I probably still stock up on this team just because I got Patrick Mahomes, and with him, pretty unstoppable on offense, especially if they got Tyreek Hill healthy and Travis Kelce. Good luck stopping them come playoff time. But my number 1 team, and the team I would definitely put all my money on right now, is the Packers. Aaron Rodgers playing at an MVP level is probably going to go back-to-back, and this is a much better team than last season, and they're not even fully healthy yet. Jaire Alexander is still out, so we will see how dominant they come playoff time if they can hold on to that first-round bye. So that is my sort of flashback power surge for today as we move on to some front-page football headlines. And my first headline in today's video is the first technical playoff game we have this weekend, and it's Raiders-Chargers on Sunday Night Football. Now, the crazy thing is if the Colts lose their game against the Jags, I think they play, yes, then the Chargers and Raiders get in both to the playoffs tie. So I saw sometimes, what if they need the ball 15 times in a row? That'd be pretty funny. That'd be pretty funny to watch. But, yeah. But I'm assuming the Colts are going to win because the Jags are the worst team in the NFL. But, so who would win that game? I think, honestly, it's probably going to be the Raiders. And you're saying, what? What? The Chargers are so much better. But you see the Raiders type season they've had. It's been up and down, drama-filled locker room, and it's just like, how are they still here? They are one win away from making the playoffs, and I think they do it. I don't know who's home. Actually, let me look that up. Let me see who's home real quick, because this is the big deciding factor for this game, I think. Well, even though it doesn't really matter because LA, and it's in Las Vegas, yes, I think the Raiders will win that game. And my second headline, and the last one for today's episode, I have the Giants. This was last week, but the Giants announced the return of Joe Judge and Daniel Jones for the 2022 season. Now, obviously, they still got to sign Daniel Jones to a contract, how much money they pay him, but I think this is a horrible move by the Giants. Giants' offensive rank since hiring Joe Judge before the 2020 season, points per game, 16.6. That's 32nd in the NFL. Yards per game, 4 less than 300. That is 32nd in the NFL. Yards per play, 4.9. That's 32nd in the NFL. Red zone efficiency, that is 46.2. That is 32nd in the NFL. They literally have the worst offense in the NFL. And obviously you could say that's Jason Garrett, but they fired him halfway through the season. So if Joe Judge is calling the plays, don't you think he would call some better plays? As I hit the camera. So yes. So it's going to be really interesting to see how they change during the offseason. Obviously they have the Bears first round pick. So it's interesting. Do they see, they obviously bringing back Daniel Jones. So do they go, they're probably not going quarterback. So probably go defense. Maybe, their whole situation's awful. If Joe Judge were to be fired and that head coaching job be open, I think that would be one of the worst ones in the NFL to pick. That is it for Front Page Football. Not that much headlines just because it's such a chaotic weekend. It's more just about games. But one of the biggest storylines this year in terms of the NFC East is with the Cowboys and Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott has been in the quote-unquote slump, but as we saw, he played great against Washington and then really bad against Arizona. And so right now I'm going to introduce my new segment called This or That, and it's where I choose between a player and the field for the next 5 years, and today's player is Dak Prescott. So, to start, I'd rather have Aaron Rodgers or Dak Prescott for the next 5 years. I would take Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers just shown really the only thing lacking in his only weakness right now is his health, and he's still playing through it. Some toe injury. Obviously, he could retire next year, and you're just like, oh crap, you're out of luck. But I think Aaron Rodgers is clearly the best quarterback in the NFL today. Not even close. Now, between Dak and Tom Brady, I would actually pick Dak because it's for the next 5 years. I think Tom Brady has 3 good years left. Obviously, he can prove me wrong, but in terms of the weapons he has, Dak has, I think if he could just get back to the way he was playing at the beginning of the season, I think he would be a much better quarterback than Tom Brady right now, obviously. Dak or Patrick Mahomes. Gotta go Patrick Mahomes, even though Patrick Mahomes is $5 million more per year. I think that $5 million is easily worth it. That offense is just not, it got off slow, but it's obviously how you finish, not how you start. So I'd take Patrick Mahomes. Now this one's really interesting. I'd rather have Dak Prescott or Justin Herbert. I'd rather have Dak Prescott. Here's why. Justin Herbert has a knack for turning over the ball, and I think that has a very big impact in playoff games, and I think Dak Prescott at his peak can be a very similar player to Peyton Manning. So with Justin Herbert, it's more of an Aaron Rodgers type player, but he's like Aaron Rodgers with the turnovers, and that's just not who Aaron Rodgers is. So I would rather take Dak Prescott there. But right now, if I had to go in the playoffs with one quarterback, I'd probably go Justin Herbert right now. But for the next 5 years, I'm taking Dak. Carson Wentz or Dak? I'm taking Dak. Dak's the much better quarterback. Carson Wentz makes some shows that maybe Dak can't, but he just has a couple of plays a game. Now he's gotten better, but he definitely has a couple plays per game where he's like, what the heck are you doing? Dak Prescott or Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts has been playing pretty good football, but I'm taking Dak on that one. Just a higher ceiling, throwing the ball. Obviously, Jalen Hurts has the advantage in running the ball, but for Dak Prescott to win a playoff game, he is going to have to rush the ball a couple of times in obviously scramble situations. Am I taking Dak Prescott or Derek Carr? Taking Dak Prescott. Derek Carr is a great quarterback. I love the guy. I love his personality. I would want him on my team any day. But for the next 5 years, I just trust Dak a little bit more because Derek Carr tends to have lopsided games sometimes. So I'd much rather have. No, Dak definitely has those games too. Dak Prescott or Trevor Lawrence for the next 5 years. I don't know what Trevor Lawrence is going to be. He's having a really bad season this year. Obviously, he's a rookie, so you got to give him benefit of the doubt. But for the next 5 years, I can't take the risk on Trevor Lawrence play like this, so I got to take Dak. Dak or Mac Jones. I'm going to take Dak. Mac Jones has shown great promise, though, but I think Dak is just a higher ceiling than Mac. Matthew Stafford or Dak. Matthew Stafford is also very similar to Justin Herbert. Big arm, but very turnover prone. And I'm not saying Dak doesn't turn over the ball, but he doesn't just huck it up sometimes that way that Justin Herbert and Matthew Stafford do. So that's why I'm taking Dak over Matthew Stafford. And then this one's the big one. Would I rather have Kyler Murray or Dak Prescott for the next 5 years? And I'm taking Dak. And I'm taking Dak is because Kyler Murray isn't as good the thrower of a football as everyone thinks. Stats can tell you one thing, but Kyler Murray's elite trait is his mobility, not his arm. I'm not saying he has a worse arm than Dak. I'm not saying Dak has a better arm. They probably have equal arm. You're saying, well, you get the speed with him. No, I don't want that. I want command of the offense. And yes, Kyler Murray just beat Dak Prescott. I know, but the offense is all sorts of whack. I think the Cowboys got to get rid of Kellen Moore or at least fix something with that offense. They just got to do something in the next 5 years. I think Kyler Murray's too small and he gets injured every year. That's why I'm taking Dak. Last segment of the day, we got wrap up of the college football season. Not a big college football guy, but you obviously got to talk about the college championship, and that's Alabama versus Georgia. Both teams looked really good in playoff games. I thought Michigan was going to beat Georgia, so that was a little. But in this matchup, who am I going to take? I don't know who I'm going to take. It's just a really interesting matchup between the two teams. I think Alabama obviously crushed Georgia in the SEC championship. But you know what? I'm going to live on the edge. I'm going to take Georgia with the spread or money line, whatever. I'm taking Georgia in this game. I think they figured out what they did wrong against Alabama, and they're going to come back. They're going to play better. It's going to be a really good game. And yeah, so we'll see how that goes. And that's it for the whistle. New episode on Thursday. I'm just going to be talking about the NFL games. Present my new segment, Lucky 4. That's going to be fun. I'm going to try to do my NFL Pick'em. Yeah, first episode of NFL Pick'em for the last week of the NFL, which is really funny. And then next Tuesday, be talking about the playoff picture. And then Thursday next week will be my predictions. And who knows, we might do a little live reaction to the playoff game. I'll have to keep in touch on that one. Thank you for watching. This is Jackson James, and this has been The Whistle.